Hello, everyone. Welcome to Tales of the Valiant. We have not been at this table with this these gentlemen, in quite some time because real life was a thing. We had scheduling stuff and all that. We're all a little spicy coming into tonight's stream. Oh my god, both of you suck so much. No, it's gotta be a serious game of D&D. I mean, Tales of Valiant. Speaking of which, I should probably pull up the character stuff. Anywho, welcome in, everybody. As you can see, we have two of our main cast with us as we are missing a few to conventions and real life things. So tonight is going to be a very special episode as we dive into the origin of one Cybal Kingsman. Noir, I love the glasses. I hate Zoom. This campaign is sponsored by Kobold Press. So thank you, Kobold Press, for the sponsorship and the Kobold Creates program. For those who are interested in playing Tales of the Valiant yourself, there's going to be a link that's circling through the chat. Circling? You know what the idea is. Where you can go and pick up your copy of the system. It is fantastic expansions on 5e, and they're coming out with more expansions to it. And if you get notifications for the Player's Guide to Kickstarter, you'll be able to know when that goes live. We're talking 3 full new classes for 5e. That is so exciting for me right now. I'm only looking at the camera, because if I look at the screen to see the damn zooms, I'm going to do things. I had other stuff. Our backgrounds for this channel are done by James RPG Art. If you are a streamer and would like some animated backgrounds for your TTRPG campaigns, typically fantasy, go check out James RPG Art on Patreon. They are super awesome. I love these so much. They have seriously made my job so much easier. So, before we begin, we have 2 individuals to introduce who thankfully have unzoomed their cameras. We are going to start with Ian. Yeah, I said it. Go ahead.
Well, hey everybody, what's going on? It's your boy Big, or Ian, as my birth given name. I'm playing people tonight. Every man has a place.
Jesus Christ.
Answer me this question: what makes a
No. Noir, my love. For the love of God.
Hey everybody, I'm Noir. Today I'm playing Cybal. You can find me all over the internet as the Noir Enigma. What happened to that boy?
Hey, hey Kujo, is you done or is you finished?
We are not done. We are finished.
Clapping to that boy.
The best description I can give it right now is, you know that thing when a lady has a baby and there's something in their minds that like sort of tunes out the hardship and the stress and all that stuff, and you just think about how wonderful and beautiful it was. It makes you want to have another one, but then you do, and then you are reintroduced into that all that stress. It's like me, but with the chaos. I was unprepared.
I don't know what that is at all.
I've never had a baby.
Not even once.
Start.
Not even once.
Not even
Flop
once.
game A1.
So anyway.
Oh God.
Was that a puppy?
It was a puppy.
Oh. Oh God.
She's guaranteed she's getting athletic. Sorry.
When last we left our intrepid heroes, also ignore the dog barking in the background. Hopefully the music is loud enough that you don't hear him. Anyway, when last we left our intrepid heroes, They had ventured northward with the intent to pass the Ramari Spire in hopes to meet an individual referring to themselves as Caliban, a deific figure in some way, shape, or form, who was said to have made a deal with he who lies to grant him divinity. The travel took a sudden and difficult turn as it was revealed after Cybal took another look at the book of He Who Lies that the deal wasn't necessarily only to doom his family to death. It was a deal that was constructed to match what the desire was. It also revealed that the entity that had absorbed Rain, the lover and confidant of one Marosha, was the spirit of Lothorn, which had been trapped by He Who Lies. After a very difficult conversation, Caliban revealed to our valiant heroes what will happen in 10 years' time if they continue on this path that they are on. And he then explained that it only led to ruin. If Cybal were to continue to seek divinity, it would always lead to ruin. After this vision and after a difficult conversation where Cybal may or may not have given up on these hopes of achieving divinity, the party was left to figure out what their next moves were going to be. That's where we're going to start for the moment. I will say it is nighttime out in the snowy wastes of the Zasoran Majocracy near the mountain range. I sort of like the idea that the vehicle, the snowmobile, is positioned exactly where it was when you all had stopped. Cybal, where would we find you?
I think Cybal would have found somewhere nearby to just kind of be away from the group. Not somewhere that they couldn't find them, just apart. And what we see is his armor completely disassembled, just scattered in pieces. And he's just kind of sitting and building out blueprints for a new one. Like he's disassembled the armor before, but there's usually like care to make sure not a screw is lost or whatever. But it's just a mess on the floor.
Marosha, where would we find you as night has fallen at this point and Caliban revealed this future to you all?
I think similar to Cybal, Marosha is kind of finding a way to separate himself from everybody in this moment. And he's made like a small fire just for him. And he's kind of just sitting on the ground by it. Actually, probably laying down on the ground and staring up at the sky. Just frustrated, like seething for some reason. Not for some reason, but just seething.
Okay. As we observe these two friends, possible brothers, captain and first mate, Cybal, as you are disassembling your armor, what memory comes to mind?
I think what comes to mind is the first time he ever wore armor. It was armor not made for him, and it was almost like a jest by his father, like, you want to be a warrior so bad, put this on. And I think Cybal tried with all his. I think he even succeeded, got it on, but it's not meant for somebody who, has mobility issues like Sybil does. It's using extraordinary amounts of pain, which is kind of like, yeah, I did it. So we can train now, right?
And it's in this memory that we begin. We pass, like the camera zooms in on this armor and then zooms back out as we observe a younger Sybil. How old do you think Sybil would be in this moment?
Oh, he's an easy 13.
Okay. A 13-year-old Sybil, having just strapping on the last piece of armor. Where would you be in the barracks? Would you be in the main hall to flaunt your accomplishment? Where would we find you?
I think he's in the armory. And part of the challenge is walking his way to court, where his father is, working on war plans with his brothers. And he's just like, he's got to go upstairs and, traverse quite a bit to make it there. And I think that's what we're seeing is just him, digging deep, trying to make it happen.
Okay. You pass several servants in the halls who all, like, as they pass, they sort of eye you. They don't say anything, but as just the added weight and the shaking of the plates on your form echoes out into the hall. Jules, the headman of the manor, sort of steps in. Master Sybil, do you require assistance? We can.
Whatever on earth would I require assistance for? I am reporting for active duty to father. Just need to, first time and all that. I just have to break it in.
Yeah, yes. If I may, he steps in and like tightens one of the like pauldrons to like actually have it so it's not hanging in the front as much. You want to look your best, I suppose.
Thank you. I lost a little bit of dexterity once I put on the gauntlets. Learned, should do that last. Note for next time.
All right. Well, when you are when you have completed your duties, I will be sure to have someone approach to ensure that your armor is well kept. We will ensure that it is buffed and cleaned as you see fit.
Thank you. Thank you. And if we could talk to the Smiths, I might need a little bit more space in the leg, but not that I know how to do his job, but I might have some ideas. Make this a little bit easier in the future.
Of course, young master. It shall be done. And
Okay.
I would like you to roll me an athletics check as you approach the enemy of all who wear armor, stairs.
Stairs is truly the most fucked thing of all time.
Mhm.
I can tell you that I do believe I have like a -1 to my athletics. So
I do have Foundry up, so I can pull that up if you want.
okay. Oh shit though. I rolled the 19.
Oh, okay. Still a -1, but that's not bad.
So an 18.
18. You grit your teeth, and the first couple steps are a little difficult, but you power through. You're still quite loud, but you make it to the top of the stairs leading towards the Great Hall, where your father and your brothers are planning for the military campaign to make landfall in Lothorn. You continue down the hallway, and as the door opens, you see a long table in the center of the room. There are several tall windows letting the sunlight and letting the sunlight in. The curtains sort of drift a little bit with the breeze coming in from outside. And the table is scattered with maps and reports and naval movements and everything. You recognize your father, Jasper, along with your 4 brothers, which I have here and know. Chance, Clarence, Chyler, and Courtney. It is now... What happened? Childer? Is it Childer? Childer. Got it. Thank you. I definitely deleted the part where it listed out the pronunciation. Don't judge me. Ian, which brother are you playing?
We're definitely playing the eldest brother, Chance.
Okay. The door opens, and I will say that everybody's attention is immediately pulled from your father's plan of attack to look at what sounds like pots and pans being basically thrown across the floor. Jasper's... he just lets this sigh out and looks. Cybal, welcome.
Father, apologies for the interruption. As you requested, he told me to don my armor and prepare for battle, and so here I am.
Chance extends his hand out to Clarence, and he goes, "You owe me 5."
I thought he would have been fucked by the stairs, and he tosses 5 silver to you.
It's best on you not to think and just hold on to a sword, brother.
Oh, okay. And you hear a small chuckle come from the other brothers. Jasper kind of tosses a glare, and the laughter stops. Cybal, thank you for joining us. I don't see any particular plan that we have not yet accounted for. So at this time, you are on leave.
Well, that's not entirely true, Father, with respect.
Please regale me.
Well, as we were just discussing before Cybal arrived, we have to figure out exactly how we're going to maneuver our men upon land and water. And we agreed that a straight-on force isn't the smartest because it could dwindle our masses quickly. It's funneling. And from what I know, Cybal is a pretty good tactician for 13.
I'd be more than happy to take a look if that would please you, Father.
The camaraderie and brotherhood is admirable, but this is not a game of chess. This is war. And while I appreciate your offer, I would rather spend more time to deliberate than making such a decision to accept counsel from your younger brother.
Understood.
Now, I believe we've been at this for quite some time. Jules, and you hear, yes, my lord. Tell Lord Ambrose I am leaving presently. I have to meet with the heads of the council, present some sort of plan. You all remain here, continue to deliberate or practice your forms. I expect a full report of your practice when I return. Understood?
Does that mean that I can begin formal training as well? I can practice my forms as well.
It's understood. Father will make sure to report promptly.
Thank you. And he approaches you, Cybal. And he looks your armor up and down. He looks to one of the guards, who is a large halberd. And he holds his hand out. The guard slowly hands it over. Thank you. And he holds it out to you.
I thought myself more of a longsword individual, but okay. If I take the halberd, okay.
Behind Jasper, you see Chance go, come on. Like,
I think Cybal is giving it his all.
Hmm.
It's not great.
Good. Now I want you to maneuver yourself from one end of the Great Hall to the other in, I'd say, 15 seconds.
No problem. Okay. You know, if we think about it, with
15 seconds.
Okay. All right. And then he's just gonna go for broke. I will gladly roll athletics at disadvantage for this.
Alrighty.
What the heck? The dice are not working with me here. Okay.
2 nat 20.
No, I wrote the 18 and an 8. So that's a 7.
Okay. You get to 15 seconds, about I'll say about halfway through the hall. Stop, Cybal.
I can make it. Not in the 15 seconds, but I can keep going.
Enough. He approaches and takes the halberd back.
Hey, let me finish. I can.
Enough.
If
You
I
have
can
your
figure out
uses elsewhere, boy. I know you desire to fight for queen and country. That is painfully obvious. But for now, you have duties to attend to here, with your mother.
What? I can't get better if you don't let me start.
But I did just let you start, and what I saw was as expected. Now, I have a meeting with the council. You will be in charge of making sure your brothers actually complete their forms this evening.
Okay.
Good. Well, and he turns and marches off. The doors open for him, and you are left in the room with your brothers. Several of them. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I think once it's like official that Jasper is out of eye shot and earshot, Cybal collapses.
Okay. Yeah. Hey. It's best if you stay on your feet.
Yeah, I think I agree. I just need the rest of me to get on that level.
Yeah. It'd probably help if you didn't wear a breastplate that was 2 times its size. I think I start helping, like, take some of those things off so you can stand up.
It chafes so bad.
Well, yeah, you get used to it.
Just confirming for my brain again. Ian, which brother are you playing? Chance?
Chance.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Childer and Clarence both snicker from the table and sort of shake their heads. It's never gonna happen, brother.
What was that? You're not going to do your forms today? Is that what I'm to report?
The command was given.
If you do report that, then I can just make sure that your bed is torn apart before bed tonight.
If we had about enough, fourth and fifth, go ahead and start those.
Come on. Chance, we've
Fourth and
gone...
fifth. Fourth and fifth across the entire hall. Full plate. Go.
15 seconds.
You can do it in 10.
Yeah, we do it in 10 every time. Clarence says under his breath. The brothers eventually do step away to handle their forms. Chance, what do you do?
I'm there with Cybal. I think once I've gotten Cybal up on his feet, I go, hey, did you walk all the way from the armory like this?
Yes, I did. I am
Nice.
in an extraordinary amount of pain right now.
I can understand. But if you're gonna get stronger, we kind of have to push past it, all right?
Yeah.
So here.
I dug deep. I did everything that you said. Mantra, just another step, just another step.
Exactly. Our
Jules
father may
stopped
not
me in
think
the hallway.
I sent Jules to come
Oh,
check on you.
in which case I am no
Not
longer
to help.
complaining about that.
Yeah, not to help, just to check on you.
I appreciate it, though he did stall for momentum.
As well. Here, let's try something at a different pace. And Chance grabs a short sword and he goes, here. Okay?
See, this is reasonable. I could
Exactly.
do something with this.
You can. So let's start with the first. First is always defense, right?
Okay.
Now you put your strong foot forward and he taps the one that's not as strong.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Okay. Yep. Strong
You
foot
got it.
forward. Yep.
Perfect. Now, first position is defense. Where does your blade lie?
It's right here.
Right. To properly defend yourself,
Oh,
where does it lie?
probably in the path of anything that was looking to do me harm. So
At second position.
Then when it's at rest, it's probably best to not waste any muscle and keep my arm lax. So the sword is
Exactly.
pointing to the ground.
Okay. We're almost there. And I think Chance takes a moment and stands beside Cybal and he brandishes his long sword and he goes, a defensive position needs to go across the most vulnerable part of your body and the most exposed, which is your chest. So that is where your blade lies. You keep it close because if you extend your arm, right, it's easier for weight distribution to be thrown off. So you keep it close to your chest, center of gravity.
Okay.
Right? Perfect. Now, once you've got your footing, we go into the second position. Now use that brain of yours. What's the most powerful way that you can push this point into the person who's attacking you?
So I want to push the point of my blade into my opponent. Okay. Well, there are a number of ways to do that. One being faster, which is unlikely for me. Being smarter.
You're thinking too much, Cybal.
Oh, sorry.
You're fine. Defense is close. Center. You thrust forward. The fastest way is using the momentum from your upper body, standing on your strong foot. Now try it.
Okay. I'm gonna roll athletics just to see how
Okay.
this goes.
Go for it.
Okay, now we're telling the story. That's a 0.
Jesus.
Tell me what happens.
I think his strong foot is been worn out by the armor. And so like he is standing on hopes and dreams right now. So the moment he goes to thrust, it's just a face paw.
Oh.
Like, I think Chance takes his longsword and knocks the sword out of Sybil's hand because he sees him going down face first. And he's like, maybe a slingshot.
You know, range might be good.
Range might be good.
As you say that, you hear, what was that sound? And Gemma, your mother, steps in. Oh, Sib, what are you doing? And she like rushes over to like help you up.
Push-ups.
Mom.
I'm doing push-ups.
He's doing push-ups, working on his upper body. He's doing okay.
Chance, what is happening here?
I'm preparing my younger brother to defend the castle. We all know strength doesn't run policies, but it also should be accompanied with the sword.
All right. I thank you for giving Sybil some lessons. Just Sybil, are you okay? Where's your cane?
I don't need it.
All right.
I had
All right.
Jules go grab it, Mom. It's over there.
No, you know what? That's fine. Let me see what you've learned, Sybil. After all, I have 4 older boys who are all currently fighting. Let us see what your older brother has taught you.
Okay, well, the first thing that I was taught was up. He's gonna do
that little like motherly armor kind of cracks a little, and she just very good, very impressive.
His form is not impressive, actually. That is, I rolled a 7, so it's a 6.
Hmm.
And then I learned down.
Mm-hmm. And
that's actually a 20. So it's a 19. So it's just like, yeah, perfect form.
here's the thing.
Wow, we're gonna put that in the Chronicle. Hell
We're
yeah!
putting that in the Chronicles. Let's go.
Because it was still a natural 20. So even if the modifier was a -1, we reward those with entry. So pardon me for just a moment. Sybil does a push-up.
Does the 0 go into the Chronicles? They're asking.
Thank you
Sybil
for the
does
reminder.
a push-up.
You know what? I was trying to be nice. Sybil face planted.
Oh yeah, that's what that was.
Practicing a thrust. There we go. Both entries are in. Thank you, Hypnotic.
Ow.
As you, I'm going to say that you actually do a few push-ups. And after those few, like there's that still motherly sass, that protectiveness. It's still there, but it minimizes as she goes, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well then, I can see that your brother is rubbing off on you.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready to join my brothers in the field at any point and at any time. I mean, maybe after this display of my physical prowess, you might be able to talk Father into allowing me to train properly.
I have been trying, my love. I have been. I know it might not seem like it's been the most productive. Your father is under a lot of pressure from the council. We have yet to make landfall in Lothorn. But I will do what I can. Given this development and this very Impressive development. I will see if I can speak with your father when he returns from his meeting. But until then, I would like for you to please take care of yourself. Don't push yourself too far that you can't come back.
By training the body to become stronger than it was yesterday, I believe that is the ultimate form of self-care.
Mhm. And you, and she looks at Chance,
What?
continue being a good influence on your younger brother.
Will do.
All right, dinner should be ready soon. I assume you are all finishing up your forms, she said as she looks right at Chance.
Oh, Chance has already finished his forms.
Yes, Mother, we're done.
Good. It's so strange. The others are still working on theirs. It looks like they only just started a few minutes ago.
Mm-hmm.
Fast learners. And then I think Chance gives like a really good high-pitched whistle to the two of them. He's like, come on.
What? Come on, what? What are we doing?
The both of you. We're going to quickly finish our forms here. And Cybal is going to be the judge.
All right.
And I promise not to be biased.
Chance unstraps his breastplate and his pauldrons and they fall off, and he just has like the bottom half of his armor, and he kind of stretches and he goes, okay. So, Cybal, what you are about to witness is what we like to call in the battlefield an ass whipping.
Clarence says, okay, I had that was, you got me one time real good. I had you on the fence for a little bit.
Is one. Come on, Clarence. Will you two, the younger brothers of mine, will you be brandishing your weapons, or are we going to do it the way that I enjoy?
Clarence gives a fake laugh and then just dashes for you.
With sword in hand?
Yeah, with sword in hand.
Let's fucking play.
All right. We'll do this little sparring match here. We'll just have this be like a who rolled
Flat
higher.
rollies.
Yeah, flat rollies. What'd you get?
17.
Well, that is 10 more than I got.
Clarence jets forward, fully thrusting his sword, and Chance quickly Samoa Joe sidesteps, and he grabs him by the wrist and he holds him there like he is the older brother in all forms, strength, smarts, everything. And he holds his wrist, and the blade is still perfectly straight, does not dip, and it's about a half an inch away from Cybal's face. And he goes, see, his first form is always defense. If you're going to use the farthest point and thrust forward, the best way to keep yourself safe is to hold your center of gravity close.
You weaponized his momentum against him while using very little of your own.
Exactly. Now he's in a position to where I could do this and just waves his arm up and down.
Damn it! How are you
right?
Let's strong?
Okay. Who's next?
Up next is going to be Courtney, who, as you are moving his arms up and down, it's clear that there was some conspiring, as he is going to attempt to surprise you from behind.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Kujo, get that Chronicle out.
Yeah.
Yo! That's my big brother right there, motherfuckers.
Oh man, this one feels weird to write. What do you do? Why don't we illustrate that? Because then it'll tell me what to write.
Yeah. As Courtney, I assume that he's trying to attack him from behind, correct? Because his back
Yes.
is turned because he sidestepped. Um, Looking at Sybil, Chance can hear the cut, 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 cut because they're still wearing their armor and
Mm.
the large swoosh down. And just a little bit before that, he goes, "Now, this is why I took dancing lessons." And he completely does a split, like right on the floor. And he spins capoeira style and knocks Courtney off of his feet and stands back up and goes, "Whoo! That's significantly more difficult than armor. And I took half of it off."
Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mm.
centrifugal
So,
force. Nice.
see, right? The strongest position that you can have when it comes to forceful movement, side sweepings, is a circle. And the strongest part on a person's body to where you can ignite that force from a seated or laying position is your lower back.
The 1 versus 3 brawl continues, and your brother handily dismisses every attack, knows the exact counter at the exact moment, and continues to explain everything that he does as he does it, frustrating your brothers very thoroughly.
I think Sybil, like, I think we
Gentlemen,
see the beginning of Sybil's notebooks as he's like literally writing down all of like centrifugal force, weaponizing opponent's momentum. Like he's just keeping tabs on all of these lessons.
now, the biggest lesson here, Sybil, is that to keep your calm. Always keep a level head, right? The moment you let your anger distract you is the moment that everything gets cloudy and you lose your focus. But recognize the anger in others. You're going to face big, mean, terrible people, crazy people, right? Their biggest weakness is the fact that they're angry. And as long as you're not, you're always going to win.
How do you do that?
I wish I knew how to tell you.
I don't like to. I get real angry all the time, and I just.
You're a Kingsman.
Well, it's just everything. Things aren't fair.
No. And why should they be?
Isn't that the point of us picking up swords and going off and fighting? Like to create some sense of justice, order, and fairness?
If the world was fair, Sybil, we wouldn't have to pick up our swords to go fight for fairness. And it's not the swords that create said fairness, it's people like you. I'm only the instrument to the genius in which somebody like yourself can provide. I couldn't do half the things that you do, even at 13.
I
Come on.
can't do. Sorry.
Sybil, you created a propulsion bomb that you put under Clarence's bed. I don't even know what that word means. You taught me that.
It's the same thing as your first lesson from today, weaponizing momentum. I just had to create momentum to weaponize.
See? That's what I'm talking about. I gave you a simple fighting technique and you turned it into a semi-lethal, non-lethal bomb.
And
It's not. Listen, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
I know you want to go and fight. You see the four of us, we're riding into battle and we're coming back, and of course there are the banquets and the drink and the merriment, what have you, but I'll be very honest with you. I would want nothing more than to be in this stone wall with you and my mother. Our mother. You don't want to go out there, Sybil. There's nothing.
hear the things that they say about me. I'm barely a Kingsman.
I hear them, Sybil. And they'd be a lot louder if I didn't do what I do normally. The unfortunate bit is that you still hear whispers while I'm tempering down screams. I don't care what they say. You're a Kingsman. You got the nose.
We do have honkers.
Big ones.
I wish Father would tamp down the screams as well instead of being a part of them.
He's confused. He thinks the land can be taken by iron and steel and sweat and force. But that's just how you get there. That's how you keep it, is what's different. He's confused. Let me tell you how confused he is. This entire time while we were sitting here planning sweeps of attack that didn't make any sense, the map's been upside down.
I was able to see just a little bit of the strategy going forward, and I'm fairly certain that he is not compensated for weather, so bring extra sets of clothing.
Great. There's nothing worse than wet, sticky armor. It's terrible.
I've learned today that dry armor, not so great either.
It's worse. It's worse. I did tell him what you did for us in the last battle, though. That plan of attack after everything was done, I told him was from you. He didn't like that too much. And then, like, he pulls up his shirt and there's like a gash that has been tended to. I didn't catch this off no boat. But it's fine.
I understand not wanting me to have a weapon in my hand, even though I disagree. But I have tried to make myself useful, and it's as though the very idea of me being an asset is an insult, and I don't understand what I did wrong.
Why do you need a weapon in your hand?
Because we're Kingsmen and we are soldiers.
Yeah. Out of all 5 of us, Sybil, you have the most dangerous weapon that 4 of us do not have and cannot have. And he starts tapping on your head. He's like, it's right there. It's right there. Swords can do many. Crossbows can do much. Daggers, fire, everything. But it took what's inside your head to create those things. That's the most dangerous thing that we have as Kingsmen.
But this will never cross the courtyard in 15 seconds.
No, but it'll think of a way to get something else there faster.
Hey, that's not a bad idea.
Well, Mom's making chicken and dumplings. Let's go.
All right.
The rest of the evening goes as expected. The brothers all, like uncultured swine, make jokes and prank each other and cause problems. But when Mother sits down for dinner, you all respectfully join. At some point, Jasper will return home. And typically he does join for dinner, but for some reason you just hear the stomping of his footsteps leading towards his quarters. You just hear it almost in the hallway outside of the dining hall as it echoes down towards his quarters. Gemma looks up. I take it things went well.
You don't have to check on him.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't. I can go. That's fine.
I can go.
Chance, if you wouldn't mind checking on your father. It's purely for Cybal's safety. You know how he can be.
I'm not checking on Dad for Cybal's safety. I'm checking on Dad for the safety of him. Because if Cybal went in there, he'd probably get put to sleep. Might be a good thing.
Saw those push-ups.
You walk down the hall. And as you approach, I would like you to make a perception check.
I guess I'll just use Maroche's stats.
Yeah, that's fine. It's all good.
Okay. It's a 16.
With a 16, as you approach, it's a little bit of a walk from the dining hall. You see the door to the chambers of Jasper and Gemma is cracked open a little bit. And you can hear something coming from inside. It's the sound of your father muttering. I don't understand. No, I know they don't understand. I will bring glory to my queen and country above all else. I vow this. I will deliver on my oaths. I will make sure we have to make landfall. We have to...
permission to enter.
Permission granted.
Respectfully, I take it that your meeting didn't go as planned.
No, it did not. The plan of attack has been decided without my input. We have orders.
When?
1 week's time.
And
We sail for Eaglehold. We sail for Eaglehold. If we can commandeer Eaglehold, that'll give us a footing. We can spread to Southfell and then southward towards Cavamere. He almost says the devil, but then stops himself. Cromwell is electing the assault that we were planning on Pharaohhelm Bastion. Apparently, he is the one that is being entrusted with the full frontal assault, considering he has the manpower and the strength behind him. So, we are to ensure that their forces are split.
So what are we taking half of Cromwell's forces so far? Why? Why can't he just go himself?
That is a wonderful question. It seems Cromwell has favor with Her Majesty, and as such, he has been promoted. He is now the one that we answer to. So.
Absolutely not. The man's a butcher. Why?
Watch your tone, boy.
You know as well as I do, Father, that man thrives in battle, not for queen and country, but for his own bloodlust. Why?
Everything every one of us does is for queen and country. Chance. Just because his methods are more aggressive does not change this fact.
You don't want to do this either, Father. I can see it.
Can you?
Yes.
Do you want to know what I see?
Yes.
I see someone who could rise in the ranks of her queen's royal military, who instead is feeding false dreams and goals to someone who will never lift a sword in her name. You who spends more time coddling the youngest of your brothers when you should be preparing for what is to come.
And what is that?
Battle.
I don't know why you won't give him a chance. No, he can't hold a sword or fire a crossbow, but half of the maneuvers that we have came from him before he was even 13.
Do you still want to swear your oaths to Queen Eodrathe to be knighted?
Yes.
Then you will abandon this foolish fantasy.
But it's not.
He is not equipped for battle.
He is. It's just not in the way like the rest of us. You have 4 strong sons. One of them who maybe not be ready for battle is still prepared for it. He's so smart. There's so many things that he can do. Walking may not be one of them.
You're right. There are many things he could do. Carry on our business while we are in Lothorn, doing what we are ordered to do.
What happens if we don't come back? What then? He won't be prepared.
If you don't return, then it is only eye-opening that the faith that I've placed in you all would have been misplaced. Now,
it's nice to know. I'm sorry, Father. It's nice to know that Queen and Country is the center of this family.
Can I roll a stealth check to see if
absolutely.
he's pulling little brother shenanigans?
I will say roll with advantage, given that this conversation is quite intense.
18 on the first one.
Nice.
7 on the second one.
Okay. With an 18, you can get as close as you want. As you say that last part, Cybal, or no, Jesus, Chance. Oh, God, this is, it's fine. Chance.
Did that on purpose.
You son of a bitch. Cybal, you hear something and feel something be pressed up against the wall just next to the door. Chance, you see your father press you up against the wall. Queen and Country above all.
Understood. You're getting slow, though, old man. And he looks down at his side, and there's a very small dagger that's right next to the small bit in his breastplate.
He lowers his arm. Any other words of wisdom, boy?
No, I will begin the preparations. How much of the troop are we taking?
All but the bare minimum. There still needs to be some who guard our home.
Okay. I will begin.
This is the battle that we have prepared for, Chance. Please, I ask that you uphold the Kingsman name and see this through.
For Queen and Country.
That's my boy. It's in this moment that the both of you can't help but think of a moment in the past when you were even younger where your father was warm. Where he would sit at the dinner table with you all. Where he would smile. And then this moment happens. Good. I trust you'll inform the others, carry the orders, and we begin preparations. We must see that all of our resources are pooled into this push. We have to make the beaches of Eaglehold.
The ships are going to take a bit to put back together, but we'll figure it out.
Good. See that it's done.
All right. Oh, also, we might... Hear me? For a moment. We might want to figure something out for the ships because of the weather. It's looking to be nasty.
I will see that it is done.
Thank you.
Okay. Cybal, you see your brother step out of the chambers.
Distraught.
I can draw.
Throws a dagger.
Oh, shit! Ah!
Cybal!
Yeah, sorry.
What?
Sorry. I I was happening by randomly. I finished supper early, and I thought I would get an early jump on sleep, and I couldn't help but overhear a little bit of the conversation. I I I I had been thinking about how best to assist the last time you all came, and just out of boredom I thought of a scheduling shift for ship maintenance. This should be able to get most of the repairs done in at least half of the time. There's a lot of redundancies that you all go through that can be handled by two different sets of eyes at the same time rather than finishing the process and then having a review.
This is, and again, you could just see the stress on his face. He's like, this is impressive, Cybal. This is this is really good. Thank you. Do you think you could assist some of the ship hands in implementing this faster?
Yeah. That will make things go even faster. I wasn't sure if I would be allowed to assist, but yeah, I could definitely do that.
You tell them under the order of our Father, through me, this is your duty until we leave.
Okay. And for what it's worth, he gets real quiet. I don't think Queen and Country is the core of our family.
It isn't.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna draw up some more plans. If you've been instructed to send all of the forces, we'll need to think of a new security schedule as well for the house, and I want to look into a few things because this seems to be an abnormal order. I don't feel good about it.
Well, it's a good thing that I'm not alone in that. And he puts his hands on both of your shoulder and he goes, but you have a very important mission right now.
Yes.
If you can pull my dagger out of the wall, you can keep it.
Okay, yeah, let's take a look at. Oh, okay, it's really high. All right, no, I can do this.
Don't
I think what you're
get some rest.
I think what you're actually gonna see is he takes his belt off, puts it on there, wraps it around his hand, and it just falls forward using leverage.
Oh,
He's gonna eat shit, but the dagger is gonna
Yeah,
come out.
He's like, oh, that's wow. That's
Fulcrum leverage.
fulcrum. Right. The distribution or the redistribution of weight at a pivotal point provide a larger pressure to dislodge.
Doesn't need much strength, just needs to wait.
I remember
Ow.
you teaching me. I remember. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I got the dagger, though. It's mine. You can't take it back.
Yours. I don't want it. You earned it.
Jesus Christ.
He's just gonna crawl to the dagger, get it, and then stand up. All right, I'm going to bed. And he just holds the dagger up like a prize as he starts to walk.
I like the idea that like you're holding it up proudly, like marching. And you go past the dining hall, and chance you just hear the echo of your mother's voice go, Cybal, like echoing out.
It's not even running with scissors. You're gently walking with a knife. It's the safest you could be. Just from down the hall, like you hear Chance go, he's got it.
I did it! This is mine!
As you find your rest and move forward with your preparations, we're going to take our 10-minute break. So, to those in chat, thank you so much for tuning in. I will say the second half is where things are going to start.
Everything's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
Everything's going to be great. But go and get yourself a snack, get yourself a drink, make sure you're hydrating, take your medicine if you haven't. We'll see you guys in about 10 minutes. Be right back.
Bye.
Okay, now we're live.
Hi. Yeah.
You know, sometimes when you have a chaotic table, you try to like match the chaos, and then you realize, no, there's no hope.
There's always a little bit more. There's always a little bit.
Yeah, it's like an
There was
endless
chaos here?
well.
When?
Yeah, I don't even know.
In this economy?
Ugh. Anyway, we return to 1 week later, when it is time for the soldiers and the forces under the command of Cybal Kingsman to set sail. It is the morning of. You have a couple of hours before you have to report in those who are departing. What do you guys do?
I think Cybal has been busying himself with making sure the ships are sturdy, making sure the weapons are properly sharpened. I think this is when we see like books and books on arms and armor. And I think that he has been working on each one of his brother's armors, just like, okay, this can grant them more mobility, this is more protection. Like, he's taken account of all of their fighting styles and tried to customize alongside the house blacksmith to customize their armor to compensate for how they fight. And I think he's presented them to everybody, but he's bringing it to bringing Chance his armor now. It's just like a, hey,
1 second, Cybal. I
okay.
apologize. This is nearly not enough supplies for the entire fleet.
We only had a week, sir. We tried to gather what we could.
I understand. Is there any way that we can get emergency rations?
People
Do
won't
your
be
best.
happy.
I understand.
All right.
Do your best.
As you order, sir.
Thank you. Cybal,
Yeah.
what's going on?
Well, I worked alongside the blacksmith. And I took a look at your armor, and I remember in the training drill where you dropped and did splits, um, you had difficulty because you were wearing half of your armor. I just thought you can get greater mobility and protection if we just did some work on it. And so we did some work on your armor.
Noir, describe it to me in the greatest detail that you can muster.
I think um oh I know exactly what he did. I think that Sybil sold a bunch of his stuff from Mithril, so that the joints are covered in Mithril instead of solid plating. So you get greater mobility without sacrificing any protection. And I think that you are now wearing like a top of the line mixture of traditional Kingsman armor with mithril influences. And he's just gonna go, I know that we're all about big and bulky, but your fighting style screams mobility. So I found a metal that's comparable but lightweight and flexible. I found a great way to integrate it into the design so it's not going to be any different than what you're already used to, and it makes the armor lighter so that you can be faster. It's mainly in the joints. Everything else is the same. You can see he's
This
gonna show you like the gauntlets and how like in the elbow region there's no longer a plate, but just uh mithril slides.
I think Chance takes each piece of the armor and he lays it out on his desk, and he just looks at all of it, and he kind of takes his time and he puts it on, and he appreciates every single piece, and like he gets to the point to where he puts on his chest plate, and he just kind of readjusts his shoulders, and he goes, Sybil, this is magnificent. Hold on. And just pure out of nowhere, like those fucking kids in middle school, just does a standing backflip, and he's like, there's for your notes, dear brother, this is perfect. There is a small space here that leaves me a little open, but nothing my helmet can't take care of.
I saw that gap. I thought that maybe the maneuverability would compensate for it. Because you're fast. You're like you're incredibly fast. I mean, there's no way.
It's
But
perfect.
check this.
It's perfect.
Look over there real quick. And I'm gonna shake him on the side with my dagger, and that's where the mithril comes in.
He's like, oh, I think instinctually he grabs you by the neck, and he's just like, oh, sorry.
No, it's fine.
It's a reflex. Sorry.
I wanted to prove it, and I think he pulls the dagger back, and the tip is bent on the dagger because the mithril catches it.
You can see the excitement on his face. He's like, oh, I'm going to be a menace, and like excitedly slams his hand on his desk, and I think it cracks a little bit, and he goes, ha! Sorry.
Yeah, it's much lighter than you expect, but it's still very heavy.
We'll say as you're having this conversation, you just like in passing, just outside Chance's quarters, you just hear Gemma says, "Oh no, please, just could you please move the supplies out the door? Sybil, by the way, we need to discuss where all of your finery and all of those portraits went. Those were very expensive. We'll talk about this. No, not there." And she like quickly chases after somebody who's messing with stuff.
Sybil and Chance give that brother look like,
Like,
oh.
what's the cost of safety, honestly?
Exactly, right?
You know?
For for the betterment.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
investment.
she'll understand. I'm going to have the staff cook up a nice dinner. I'll tell her over dinner everything will be fine.
We'll talk about it together when we come back.
Okay.
Okay. Perfect. This is truly magnificent, Sybil, and this is what I've been talking about. It doesn't have to be a sword in your hand.
Then then take then take heed of this. I have not been able to garner any proof, but my instincts have told me that this is folly. I've reached out to the other families to see if anyone else has been asked to give as much as we are giving in terms of supplies, men, resources, and we are the anomaly. So keep keep your head on a swivel because, well, if the goal were as much of a priority as Father has led us to believe, I think that the Queen would have distributed far more resources. This feels almost like a punishment.
We are the strongest of families, so it makes sense that we are asked of more. It's perfectly fine. We're in no position that we've never been previously, so it'll it'll be okay. I have something for you, by the way.
Yeah.
He goes over to his desk and he kind of opens this very long drawer and he pulls out a box that's about up to your waist in height. And he goes, I had some people work on it.
Sword?
Open it, Sybil.
Okay. And he opens it.
It's a well carved, well whittled, beautiful filigree cane. And he goes, okay, listen, it doesn't have to be a sword, but pick it up.
If I pick this up, then that if I pick this up, he'll never let me pick up a sword.
Pick it up, Sybil.
Close the door.
Fine.
Picks it up.
You can see on the top of it, there's that inlay. That's the same inlay that you would put Sylvestra in the future. And he goes, listen, it's not a crutch. Your mind is the strongest thing on you. And I'm pretty sure you'll figure something to do with that other than walk.
This is gonna keep me from being out there with you.
Good, because I need you here.
The measurements on this are perfect, though. This is making it extraordinarily easy to stand.
It's only been 13 years, little brother. I think I know by now. Listen, I may not have the words and the math and the books, but I can eye somebody. I know a size when I see one.
You know, there's nothing stopping me from hollowing this out and putting a blade in it.
Not a damn thing.
Thank you.
Of course. If there's nothing further, I have to go report. Please keep close to Mother. Not for your sake, for hers. You know how she stresses when we're away.
Yeah, well, the second she sees me with this, I'm pretty sure she's gonna stick to me like glue to make sure I keep using it.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you keep practicing your first position, and he goes, ha, to kind of like,
I think I'm going to roll an athletics to see if he gets into the form.
Sure.
18, so 17. So it's just,
what? Yes,
huh?
close to yes.
And then
Hold
he
on.
swings it a bit. Yeah.
When you swing it, it like taps him across the back of the head, and he goes, "Okay, whoa,
Whoa.
easy."
Okay. No, the excitement, it got to me. It got to me.
Look at you. You've already mastered first and second. When I come back, we'll work third, fourth, and fifth. You'll be sweeping across the floor in 15 seconds in no time.
And I do have a few more ideas for your armor. I just didn't have the time to implement, so we'll do a trade.
Sounds good. Think about a design. I'm thinking of, I don't know, horns. Something scary.
Everybody goes scary. You're not scary. You're like you're divine retribution, like an angel. Not scary. Awesome.
Awesome. Divine retribution. Okay. Maybe one of those, like, I saw it somewhere in one of your books. Is it like an olive branch halo reef thing or something? I'm really partial to gold.
I have some ideas. I think I might be able to do something.
Divine retribution. I'm gonna scream that at somebody.
I think that's when Sybil goes over for a hug. You got to make it back in order to do all this stuff, though. So head on a swivel, like I said.
With this armor, I'm afraid for everyone else.
Right? It's so much, like, it's so light I could carry it here. Didn't even break a sweat.
It almost breathes. Like, how do you, like, it's, wow. You're going to try and carry me. Go ahead.
Well, I know my limits despite what you all might think about me.
Just try it. Just try it.
Well,
I think as Sybil tries it, he does the big brother thing and he goes on his tiptoes and he's like, oh, look at you.
Yeah, I rolled a 7 and an 8. No, but he's like, yeah.
I like the idea that as you're doing this, you hear, hey, Chance, and you hear the door creak open as Clarence in armor says, we have to start. Wow. Very impressive.
Bring it in. Bring it in. Come on.
Come
on. You got to. Come here. Bring it in. And I think we kind of like side shuffle. Like Sybil's still like, he still got me. We goes over to Clarence. He's like, come on. Where's everyone else?
They're already reporting in. We got to get going, man.
Well, they're missing out.
See, and that's why you didn't get the
Say
myth.
you love your brother.
Hey,
Say you love your brother.
Just give me 2 seconds.
Okay.
Hey, I know I give you shit, but this, all right, it's pretty cool.
It's fine.
You always lead with your shoulders, so I gave you some pretty spiky pauldrons.
I do like it. It gives me this sort of barbarian look to it. I appreciate the function, but no, thanks, kid.
I got you.
All right, get the
Big
fuck
ass
over
ring.
here. He'll like push Chance out of the way and do like the I'm gonna smother you hug. All right, there. Just hold on to this. Oh, come on! He'll like back off.
You're wearing spikes, Clarence.
Why do you have to cough on me, man? I just had this buffed out.
I was the one that buffed it, you dick.
I know. Why did you then? God damn it.
Okay, we have to go.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll take care of Mom.
As they go down the hall, please do. As they go down the hall, you hear, check this out. Ting, ting,
Take, 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 take. He's just stabbing the side over and over again.
Jesus. What's wrong with you? You just hear Clarence like staring at you while you're walking, just stabbing yourself over and over. Just,
It's
is this
great.
going to be the entire time?
I hope so.
You all have your final moments. And you all see Jasper, accompanied by his wife Gemma, as he approaches the exit to where everybody is gathered, and he is in full Eodrathan armor. He turns, and Gemma holds out his helmet, and you can see her eyes are welled up, but she holds strong. She hands him his helmet. He takes it and coldly turns and immediately walks towards the army.
Good luck, Father.
Doesn't even look. It is clear that Gemma is upset, but holding it well. As the army departs. Two months go by. 2 months of grueling bloodshed and combat for Chance and the army, as you have successfully taken Eaglehold and now face the forces approaching from Southfell. In those 2 months, Cybal, just as your brother mentioned, your mother stays very close. Not out of a need to make sure you're using your cane, more out of unsettled energy with her family being gone for so long.
I think in this time, Cybal sits in the Kingsman chair, like the chair of the lead of the family, and does what he can to keep the house in order, keep the people happy. But I think he settles into the role a little bit. He tries to find a way that he can do it well.
Do you emulate your father a little bit?
I think he tries to, but nobody takes him seriously, so he has to then develop intimidating with intelligence rather than prowess like his father.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's where he starts to learn information gathering and reading people a little bit. Just some of the darker aspects of him he starts to hone in this period.
Name me an example of when you would have to exert that aura on somebody in order to be taken seriously.
I think other families might start swarming. Like, hey, the men of the house are gone. When it's made official that they're all dead, we could start the process early by like having your mother marry, kind of deal.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's where Cybal tries to start establishing himself. I think that's why being the heir means so much to him, because it's like he kind of fought for people to take him seriously. I think for a particular example, there is a family that he led to ruin because of their constant attempts through their finances. I think, you know, you come to claim what's ours when you haven't paid due for what's yours. And you thought nobody would notice. But I did.
It was then that the Caladaro family was implicated in news that they had been deep in debt. After the news broke, Gemma, your mother, comes and finds you in the hall. Cybal, my love,
Yes, mother.
what did you do?
I feel that those who would wish us ill had far too much time on their hands, so I gave them something to do.
And she heaves this sigh, shakes her head, and she's got a small light smile on her face. Cybal, and she approaches the throne that you sit on, the throne that is still a little big for you, and she just sort of gestures for you to scoot over. She sits next to you. If there was anything that I wished your father to impress upon you, it was not the cruelty that he has been displaying in these last few years. Listen. Hey. I appreciate you caring about our safety. There's nobody else that I would entrust to be here with me as we navigate this together.
I have to be useful.
No, you just have to be.
We both know that's not true.
It might not be true in the eyes of your father, but his dogmatic devotion to queen and country blinds him. You know this.
He did teach me something. And I've been implementing it as best that I can. There are fates worse than death.
We didn't know we didn't have to pay our taxes. I'm sorry.
To the jail with you.
I'm a ghost in his eyes, and the only way that I will ever have life is if I prove myself worthy as a Kingsman. He would retch at the sight of me in this chair. And I know that. You know that. My brothers know that. And that is pain and suffering, but it is useful suffering. It has instructed me on how to deal with those that would do us harm.
You say that you're a ghost in your father's eyes. I wonder, what do you think you are in my eyes? And before you start thinking of ways of painting yourself in some sort of negative picture, I will tell you immediately that that is incorrect. So, I want you to think real hard about how I see you.
I think you see me with the mother's eyes. I think that you see the light in me brighter than anybody else in this world ever will. And I pray that that light guides me through darkness. I hope that I can live up to it, but you taught me to be wise and to be honest. How you see me is never going to be how the world sees me.
She pulls you into an embrace. Then the world is blind. Because I don't think I have ever seen anyone with the light and the love and the intelligence that exists within you.
Well, should I live up to that potential, I promise you that I will fix the world.
Just open their eyes. For me.
Promise.
She holds her pinky out. It's legally binding.
And I know Father will prosecute to the fullest extent of the law.
He did practice law for a few years. It's back before he... Well. We are due for a visit this evening. We have received word that Lady Delilah is coming to visit, and she is perhaps the only person in the courts that I actually, truly feel I can speak to on a honest and equal level. So, will you be joining us for dinner?
Well, I suppose that means I'll have to put on the fancy clothes, so I'll be there.
Wonderful. I love you.
Love you too, Mom.
Don't linger on this throne too long. It's not really comfortable. She stands and kind of stretches her back a little bit and smiles.
You know, I think I was born for a throne like this. Too bad there's 4 in the way. I know.
Well, you'll just have to best them in combat one day. Well, I go there. Jesus Christ, Ian. Oh, go ahead.
No, I think he's just gonna head off to get into his fancy clothes, but he's heading out.
You pull the fine outfit. You bathe. You prepare yourself. And as you step out of your lavatory wearing this outfit, you notice something. The door to your room is open, just a crack.
I think that the way Cybal is, he's very meticulous. So upon seeing his door open, he is going to look at his shelves, his dresser, to see if anything is out of place.
Make a perception check.
Okay, that'll do. 21.
Your eyes see Your eyes see Hack recklessly, rating us with a party of 6. Welcome in, everybody.
LB, I knew you killed my family.
That's crazy. How are they doing that from
So
Boston?
crazy. I don't know, LB. But thank you,
I
Hack
know,
recklessly. We love you. Thank you for trusting us with your community. This is where
Thank
things are
you
going
for
to get dark.
being a friend.
Oh, yeah.
You see that. Hi, Ren. I love you. Along your desk, which leads to your closet door, which is closed. Some of the papers of like your designs and blueprints look like they've shifted just slightly. And you can deduce, based on wind direction, if something were to move past at a quick pace to move the air enough, they would be going towards your closet door.
I think he immediately grabs his dagger, takes a deep breath, strong foot forward, position 1, thrust into the closet.
Go ahead and make me an attack roll with advantage.
I don't think I'm gonna need that advantage, but I'll roll again. Okay, yeah, nat 20. The first one wasn't nat 20. I just wanted to see if I got 2 nat 20s.
He's doing it.
He's starting to believe.
He's starting to believe.
You thrust forward. You feel the dagger pierce through the wood of the door. It's thin, but you feel it sink. And you hear a "Ugh!" on the other side of the door. The doors open and frantic. A man with a gruff beard and scars all over his face immediately is trying to push you off so that he can pull the dagger out of his stomach.
I think that is going to be the first time that Cybal uses his cane. He's going to fall onto the guy with his cane at the neck, and he's like remembering when he pulled the dagger out, like he's doing that same kind of fall, but falling with the cane on this guy's neck, so that the weight, he knows he doesn't have strength, but he does have weight, and that's what he's using here.
It is a combination of you landing on top of where the dagger is, which causes it to sink further, as well as the cane. When you land on the ground, you feel this like something crushes in his neck, and he shudders before he stops moving.
Pulls the dagger out and goes, "Mother," and he's going to try to move quickly while listening to hear if he could hear his mother in distress.
Make me a perception check.
Oh, that's not gonna do it. That's a 4.
Okay. It is quiet in the halls. Abnormally quiet. There are typically servants that are moving up and down. It is quiet in this home.
Do I see jewels?
No.
Okay. I am going to make my way, because she's going to meet for dinner, so I'm making my way to the dining hall.
Okay. You arrive just as you can see just out of the corner of your vision, the angle that you come in on has through another door out of the dining room. You can see the front entrance. And you can see for just a moment that front entrance close. Your mother sits at the head of the table. She is facing away from you.
Mother, I made it just in time. There was an attacker in my room. He's just gonna like rush over, like dropping the cane. In fact, he just heading over to her.
She doesn't respond. She doesn't move.
Looking for any signs of wounds. He has not studied medicine at this time. That's where this is going to start. But he is just looking for any sign, like mom.
You pull her into your arms, and as you do, there's this resistance in her form. As you pull, you see that there is a small blade in the back of her chair. And there's a wound that has covered the back and the seat. She is cold to the touch.
No. We're gonna get that. We're gonna get that out, and this isn't as bad as it. Somebody help! This is fine. You are okay. This looks worse than it is. Jules, and he's just going to just scream, please, somebody. I don't know how to. I can't. I don't know this. I don't know what to do here.
It is a long time before you hear Jules approach. You hear the sound of other footsteps, and you hear hurried breaths as they enter. Lord Cybal, what is... Oh no. And you see several of the other servants also have signs that they had fought people off. Everybody looks distressed. And Jules immediately rushes to your side.
I was slow. And I don't know how to fix this. And I think she's that. I think they killed my mom, and I don't know what to do about it. She shouldn't have left me here. I was the wrong one.
Jules says nothing, but he sits with you and holds you and just says, "Get the guard. Tell anybody. I don't care who. Get someone here."
This is my fault.
Young Cybal, no, this is not your fault. This is not your fault. This is the fault of those who did this.
I don't even know who did this. There's a body. There is a body in my room, in the closet. Bring it to me. I want... to find any. Bring me the bodies of all of the intruders that were bested. We could find some common factor amongst them. What regions they're from, what families they serve.
Yes, sir. Yes. Do it. And you see the other servants in the room scatter, and Jules remains. It doesn't take long before you see, tattooed on each of them, is the symbol of the Lowthorn tree, their coat of arms.
Someone send word to Father.
All right. Chance. In the 2 months that have gone by, it has been hell. More grueling than any battle you've been a part of. But Jasper still pushes you and everybody forward. In the night, Jasper calls you into his tent. The battle has ceased for the moment, allowing you some rest.
Yes. Sorry. We were resting.
Jasper has his back turned and he is leaning on the war table. His head is bowed. And you hear something you have never heard. You hear your father sobbing.
Confused by this action, he goes up to him and he goes, What is it?
You, as you approach, can see the message detailing the death of Gemma.
I knew it. We took too many. I will appoint captains and they will cover our bases so that we can...
We can't go back.
We have to.
We can't.
Cybal is by himself.
We have orders. If we go back, we are disobeying direct orders. We have to take Southfell.
And we will, as soon as we handle this. This is important.
Do you not think that I know this, Chance?
I do, and I'm trying to speak to that side of you, Father. We have to go. We can appoint captains. They will hold the base. We have more than enough men here. We can go. We cannot leave Cybal by himself.
You see the strongest view of a conflict of conscience in Jasper's face. You see he is struggling. All right. Find captains and inform them. We prepare to head back tomorrow morning.
I'll do that now.
And in the moment you turn to leave, the camera focuses on Jasper's face. The vulnerability and the grieving and the side of Jasper that has not been seen in so many years fades. His eyes flash red. Tears still staining his cheeks, he reaches for his dagger. And chance, just as you're about to reach the curtain to exit the tent, you feel the sinking of a blade in the opening of your armor on your neck. And you hear in your final moments, "For Queen and country."
As soon as the blade leaves Chance's neck, he goes and he grabs for it, scrambling for it, blood just going past his fingertips. And he has a small moment to turn around and he looks at his father and he goes, It's not my queen. This is no longer my country. And he goes for his father, still like drowning from his neck.
The wound causes you to be dizzy. And as you go in, another, and then another. Desertion of her military is punishable by death. Be glad that I'm the one to deliver it to you. And you can see more tears come down his face. But his expression is not one of grief. It is not one of heartbreak. It is cold.
Chance says nothing because he can't, succumbing to his neck injury, but like as he hits his knees, you can just see a hand mark streak across his father's chest plate. He collapses to the ground.
Cybal.
Yeah.
Your message is received, and another one reaches you in response. Your brothers all fell. Southfell was taken. And almost in a cruel mockery, the message finishes with the phrase "for queen and country." It's within a few days that your father does return. Your brothers, the ones they could find, return with him in wooden boxes.
Cybal trips over himself to get to all of them. I think he spends days just being in there, not letting anybody get to them. And then I think once the hurt is gone, he looks and sees what kills each of them. And he pulls out the notebook. And when he gets the chance and he sees it's that spot he knew about, I think that's when he stops hurting. I think that's when it just goes numb. He's gonna go to whoever is preparing them. It tells them, put them in their finest. Give me the metal from their armor and give me Chance's armor whole.
The caretaker, a representative of they who guard the veil, nods. Of course, it will be done. You are presented with the metal and Chance's armor.
I think he starts to rework it to fit him. But there's this one panel that has stab marks and scratches. And it's that same panel that he showed off to Chance. And I think he takes that off. And he melts it down. And that is the metal that he uses to make his toolkit.
You find a note in that same panel. And when you open it, it's very elementary drawings of a trebuchet and an arrow pointing at the middle that says fulcrum spelled incorrectly. And at the top of it, it says for Cybal to look at.
He disassembles the whole thing with his new tool sets. I think he doesn't say a word while he makes the armor for the first time. He's got benchmarks that he needs to test. And all the benchmarks are things that he saw his brothers do. And the first time we see Cybal in the game, he was testing out the propulsion system. And I think he doesn't call the armor ready to get to that point until he puts it on the first time, holding a halberd. And he designed his armor to rest in Form 1, so he doesn't have to do it. And he stamps down, and the propulsion system starts. And he just goes 1, 2, 3, and he rockets across. It does it in 9. Yeah, it's ready.
Jasper, upon his return, doesn't say more than 2 words to you. And there are rumors of a curse on the Kingsman name that are circulated for a little while. Thank you, New Age Geeks, for the raid. I see you. I appreciate you. But the tragedy that has befallen your house is great enough that even those who were attempting to scheme and plan and marry their way into taking your lands have ceased. We come back to the present day. You sit in the snow with the suit of armor that once belonged to your brother, that is now in pieces on the ground in front of you.
I wanted to fix things. I wanted to fix the world. I promise, Ma. I wanted to see you again. I wanted to be a god. 'Cause that's what you were to me. You could do anything. And I couldn't do anything. Not like I am. Not like I was. Divine retribution. I wanted to be just like you. But I'm not. I know what I am now. Gods themselves have confirmed it. So I might as well embrace it. I think we see him turn the page into a new blueprint of his armor. And it's no longer the angelic looking armor that he had designed for chance that he ended up wearing himself. I think we see the makings of the armor we saw in the vision of the hands holding his eyes shut. And he just writes the name of the armor next to it. Ruin.
We now see the camera slowly pull from Cybal, Marosha, Gavel, I know I said Gavel, and Maris, and go southward across the arching waves to the shattered ridge the mountain range that bisects the kingdom of Lothorn. We see a cave nestled amongst many dead trees whose limbs curl and bend, almost like a skeletal hand clawing at the sky. Inside, there is a creature. Humanoid features. They have long limbs, fingers that extend far too long into sharp claws, a spine that is permanently curved down. They are huddled by a campfire. They have long, mottled green hair, and they're wearing some sort of rags, fabrics, something. How many do we need now? You see that they grab a handful of something small, something that rattles, and they roll what look to be bones. Oh, 3 will do. Oh, darling, your purpose is calling. Bring me 3 of them. And walking through this tunnel from the shadowy parts and into view is an individual in armor. Armor that has been destroyed and put back together countless times. Other pieces of armor fused together and attached in certain spots to make up for spots that had been destroyed previous. A helmet made of a combination of steel and mithril and bone. And a pauldron with spikes on it.
Motherfucker. Motherfucker.
Of course. And you see them walk/shuffle out of this cave. And every step is like the sounds of pots and pans clanging together as they drag a halberd at their side with the metal scraping across the ground. And that is where we're going to end tonight's session.
No!
Who was that? Who the fuck was that?
Yeah, there was only one brother that had been given a shoulder piece with the spikes on the ends.
It's a fucking Clarence! It's fucking Clarence!
Oh no! Oh no! Kingsman! No! I gotta kill my brother!
You don't know. He doesn't seem to be particularly affiliated with anybody right now.
Oh shit! And my daddy killed my family. Why didn't? Oh, it's on site. I can't. It can't be on site. Civil doesn't know. Noir knows, and Noir wants to go ape shit. How long until we play this game again? Fuck! God damn! Shit! This is all bullshit. You're too good at this. Fuck.
Kujo, are you like assembling the Dark Avengers from people from our past? You motherfucker.
Let's see. It is approaching a year, and you just now piece that together?
Fuck!
You motherfucker.
So,
Oh! Oh no!
go ahead.
A lover, a family member, a child. We just don't know what Gavel's got.
I'm scared of what Gavel's got.
That's the problem. We don't know what
Gavel's got. Like, everybody in Gavel's life is dead. So, like, there's so many options.
Kujo, stop the stream. Stop the stream. Kujo, stop the fucking stream.
So after episodes like this, I have to prepare myself for the ranting that typically happens of like conspiracy theories and whatnot. But real quick to chat, thank you so much for tuning in to this special episode. Our other members of this party are out, but we should be returning next week with a full cast. And this adventure will continue. So, couple quick reminders before we sign off for the evening. The full Tales of the Valiant book library is available on koboldpress.com. Thank you, Kobold Press, for sponsoring this campaign. Seriously, this is
I
amazing.
need that
This is
second
so much
player's
fun.
handbook right now.
Yes.
I'm gonna need more classes.
Player's Guide 2, the Kickstarter is going to be going live soon. Go and sign up.
I need more classes.
3 new base classes and a bunch of new subclasses. Seriously, and what Kobold Press is known for, so many spells. So go sign up. Keep an eye out. Go support them. The system is great. We love it so much. Catch us tomorrow night for Shadows Over Baldur's Gate, our Baldur's Gate 3 spiritual sequel, if you like more D&D and TTRPG goodness. But before we sign off for the evening, I want to hand it to these 2 incredible performers who had me choked up so many times throughout the night. We're going to start with Ian. The creaking of your microphone arm is so funny.
I'm Ian. I'm your boy Big on the internet. Oh, that's all I fucking got. Y'all know me. You see me places. I'll see you next week.
And Noir.
They killed my brothers!
God damn!
And then they brought them back!
A headphone warning on this motherfucker right here.
No, fuck that! They killed my brothers!
Do your damn sign off.
This is my sign off. I need vengeance.
Vengeance.
Vengeance is mine, said the Lord. Then he made me in his image.
Jesus. My God.
Hi, everybody.
There's no graceful way to segue from that. Oh.
Damn, that was a bar. I'm Noir. You can find me all over the internet as the Noir Enigma. I do a thing called Noirville. It happens every Tuesday on Althaven. Check it out. Next week's episode is episode 3, which means we've got 2 more episodes left of Bad Meets Evil. You definitely want to check out the finale. I'm not gonna say what happens. I'm just gonna say that my GM here pulls some nonsense as a player, and you're gonna want to be there for that, because I'm starting to plan phase 2, and I'm gonna need to have a conversation with this guy.
Hell yeah. I like making problems.
But other than that, they killed my brothers. My daddy killed my brothers. I thought my daddy issues were at max.
Yeah.
And here we are. All right.
So I, I am Kujo. I have been your chronicler for this evening. Follow us on all of the social medias because there's going to be a new show starting soon. I can't tell you what it is, but you need to follow the socials. So follow us everywhere at Crit Hit Chronicles. It is going to be very fun. As I stated before, you can catch us Thursdays for this campaign, which is sponsored by Kobold Press. Thank you so much, Kobold Press. We love you. And you can catch us tomorrow night on Fridays for Shadows over Baldur's Gate. But
Wait, hold on. Time out. Oh. I'm sorry. LMAO, I'm dead. Not like your brothers, though. Kayla, when I find you, Kayla. When I find you, Kayla. Kayla, when I find you. When I find you, Kayla. Kayla, when I find you.
Did you? Anyway, there's a limited time before it auto raids. We're going to get a raid going for Sir Pfeffers. Go and give them some love.
Find you, Kayla.
Catch us on the social media. Catch us tomorrow night for Baldur's Gate. And until then, be nice to each other. Take care of one another. We love you so much. We'll see you next time.
Them niggas kill my brother!
Oh, God!